Today I'm going to share with you like 7 signs that you can recognize whether you have trouble in second chakra or sacral chakra. So sacral chakra is like this chakra governed like our emotions. And this is where all trauma resides. And this is the chakra about emotions, feelings. And also if you take your inner child, resides in second chakra. And if you have done inner child work, you know how powerful that exercises are. So how does this chakra gets blocked? So mainly this chakra gets blocked by the feeling of guilt. So let's look at what are the 7 signs that you can see if you have trouble in your second chakra. Okay, first one is if you have trouble getting to know what you feel, that is a one indication that you have a problem in this chakra. Like you can't recognize, like you feel something, recognize what you're feeling. So basically you're disconnected with how you feel. Honestly, I see this whole feeling and emotions are a navigation system in your life. That's why it's very important you connect with your inner life, your feelings. When we are so external focused, we lose touch with our feelings and we don't know what we want. It's very important to stay in touch with how we feel. This is our inner life. If you have trouble knowing what you're feeling, that is one indication that you have trouble with this chakra. The thing is, if you find that you have problem with your sexuality, that is also a problem which is coming under the second chakra. So this chakra also governs sexuality, and if someone has problem or challenges a problem in second chakra. And then the third thing is like if other people recognize you as someone who's very emotionally sensitive or emotional, that is also an indication that you have an imbalance in the second chakra. Like this is not about being going into any extreme emotional or logic or thinking. So it's about coming into the balance. So whole spirituality or spiritual path is about coming into a balanced life. So if someone is going even in emotional life to an extreme, which is all emotional, that is also indication that there's an imbalance in this chakra. And then the next thing is, if you do know what you really want, but then again you find it difficult to ask from other people because you feel scared to ask it from another person, that is also an indication that you have problem in the second chakra. So, like let's say you, as a person, you don't really earn money, so that you need to ask money from someone else, but you find it scared to ask that from your partner or someone, that friend or anyone, that even though you know what you need, but you find it difficult or scared to ask for it. So if you have such tendencies, that is also an indication which you have a problem in your second chakra. And then the next thing is like if you find that in your life fun is not in your, also an indication that you have a problem in second chakra, because second chakra is also about like how much you can enjoy life. Like if someone cannot enjoy their life, that is an indication that they have a real problem. How to enjoy your life, enjoying life and having fun. At the end, like you have heard that I'm talking about life is a maya, which is to say life is an illusion. And then like in the Hinduism, it says life's a leela, which is to say life's a play. So if the life is not a play for you, a very serious game, then there's some mind shifts you need to look at, because in reality, it's a play. If your life has become so serious, it comes under the second chakra and a problem with the second chakra, because this is a chakra which is about enjoying life. Like I've seen that when someone is really enjoying their life, that they start feeling guilty, which blocks their fun or the enjoyment in their life. And then the next thing is, if you find your body is very rigid, that is also an indication that there's a problem in your second chakra, because I've shared even previously that how much emotions are reside in our body. And when these emotions are trapped, our bodies become very stiff and rigid. And that's what happened. Like I still remember when I went for yoga, like in my early 20s. I remember each time I finished the class, I felt so light, because I literally felt like so much repressed emotions were released. If you find that your body is very stiff and rigid, that is an indication that you have a problem with the second chakra, which you got to make your body move and make it more flexible. So because the second chakra is about the water, the element is water. So water is very fluid and very go with the flow. Find your body is very stiff and rigid, that's an indication there's a lot of repression within your body which needs to be released through exercises. Bioenergetics are a real game changer, I could say, that I do with my clients. And I've seen how much changes it brings in clients' life, which is very transformative. And the next thing is, if you find that you have trouble knowing what you really want in your life, that is also an indication that you have problem in second chakra. Sometimes I say clients to ask these two questions constantly throughout the day, like, how do I feel? What do I need? How do I feel? What do I need? Yes, like sometimes when we get very externally focused, we get disconnected with our inner life, our feelings. What do we really need? So if you can constantly ask yourself, how do I feel? What do I need? Sometimes it's a very simple thing, like maybe how do I feel? I feel sleepy or feel tired. What do I need? I feel I need to rest, a nap. So if you find that you have trouble getting to know what you really want, that means you are disconnected with your inner world, inner life. So that is an indication that's a problem with the second chakra. Signs that you can see within yourself, whether there's any sign that which creates imbalance in our second chakra. So basically, everyone has a like imbalance in the second chakra, because we all carry trauma in our life. Even if we had the best parents in our life, I've never met a person who doesn't have. For me, I had to work years on my second chakra, doing this inner child exercises and doing trauma work, inner work, to bring this chakra into balance. And so, as I said, this is the chakra which trauma resides. And this is the chakra which governs our emotions, feelings. And if we have so much repressed pain and like repressed emotions within ourselves, like we find that we cannot go towards pleasure because we have been blocked. And that's why like it's very important that we heal this chakra. Well, in the next videos, I would be happy to share with you like how you can heal this second chakra. And I even shared previously about addictions. Addictions also reside in the second chakra, because if you take addictions out, what like it's nothing but how we coping up with emotions. Like if you see that each time you go for food, you feel bad inside, like you feel stressed, you feel sad, you feel frustrated, and that's when you go for food, for binge eating. So when would you go for alcohol? When would you go for smoking? When you want to play video games, where you feel like you want to escape that pain that you're feeling, the emotions that you're feeling. So addictions are also resides in the second chakra. Next videos, I will talk about how you can heal these chakras, especially second chakra. Thank you.